This is James with WSTrades.com. I want to provide an update here on ticker TLRY or Tilray Brands. So they had a pretty flat day on Friday. They gained 0.63% or about a penny and a half. So I want to talk about a few things going on with Tilray here. I've been covering them a little bit here on our channel. And there's a few things going on with the Safe Banking Act that might get passed. And then there's also possible rescheduling of marijuana, which could be a positive for companies like Tilray. So there's a few catalysts that have been sending this thing higher lately. But they did have a big dump and a big sell-off. So kind of what I've been doing with Tilray lately, I've seen some of these massive moves they've been making. And I've thought they were just kind of ridiculous and they didn't make sense. You can see this big pump right here. There's a gap on the chart here where they went from about $1.69 or $1.70 up to over $3. So, I mean, that's a good 100% move right there. I thought it was stupid. I thought it wasn't going to hold, and I was right. So I sold a bunch of calls when that pump happened, went max profit on those. They drew down to about $2.20 here or something. Looks like $2.22. So I had this big dump, this big sell-off, and then they went on another pump here. And this latest pump was kind of related to that Safe Banking Act and, the possible rescheduling and, what that could do for the financials and, some tax benefits and stuff for companies like Tilray. So again, another big move from, $2.22 up to $3.40. And I thought that was ridiculous. So I sold a bunch more calls on it. And then we had another huge dump and I went max profit on all those calls. So, doing well shorting this stock lately. And I just want to talk about a few things. They do have earnings coming up here. I was looking through the news stories there, and it said they had earnings coming up here on October 4th. So they are expected, the analyst consensus here is they're expecting to lose 10 cents a share. So if we go in and look at the chart here in Thinkorswim, we zoom out, you can see for the same quarter last year, they had a miss. So the consensus was that they would lose 6 cents a share. They actually came in with a miss and lost 8 cents a share. So we'll kind of see here if they can hit this target or, maybe they can beat or they miss it. But we'll see what comes here with this earnings data that's going to come out. But if the analysts are right and the consensus is correct, that means they're going to have a bigger loss versus last year. If they lose 8 cents last year and then lose 10 cents this year, if you look year over year and you look a year back, that's going to be a move in the wrong direction. You can just see consistent loss of money here for Tilray on the chart. I mean, they just lose money every quarter. This is just their, track record. So we'll kind of see what happens with earnings there. And they are showing that the consensus is 174.29 million. At least that's what the analysts are expecting there. That's what the consensus is. So, earnings coming up here pretty soon. So this will be interesting to see what they can do with that. If they can come in with a beat or, they could at least meet expectations. We'll kind of see what happens with the earnings coming up. I also want to talk about this latest dump that they had. So this big move lower, and there was a short report that came out, and it's Carisdale Capital. So it says we're short Tilray. Tilray is a $2.4 billion market cap, structurally unprofitable Canadian cannabis player, diluting shareholders into oblivion. Our price target is 90 cents. So they kind of got a point here when they talk about dilution. Tilray, of course, has had a long history of that. They've been around a long time. They do have a long history of, diluting, and their latest SEC filing, which is no surprise for a company that's unprofitable, right? Their finances are not good. They're bleeding money every single quarter. So, of course, they're going to be financing. They're going to be diluting. They're going to be taking out debt because, they're going to go bankrupt if they don't, finance. Their balance sheet is going to get destroyed. So, no surprise there. This company consistently loses money. So they're going to be diluting. They're going to be doing offerings, things of that nature. So I was reading through their latest SEC filings here, and it looks like they've got some an equity incentive plan here for the employees. So they're going to be diluting 24.6 million shares of common stock. So that's a pretty good chunk there. And then I was reading down here that January 1st of each year through 2027, so we got several more years here for this equity incentive plan, they're going to be diluting or authorizing 4% of the outstanding shares of common stock every single year. So get ready for those authorized shares, that number to increase every year throughout 2027 by 4% of the outstanding shares. So let's just come in here and take a look real quick. We come into Yahoo Finance. We'll take a look at TLRY here. We'll go to the statistics tab. Let's kind of see what's going on with the share stuff here. So they've got 720 million shares outstanding. So, 4% of that's going to be happening every single year. So just keep that in mind, that's coming. That's under their equity incentive plan. But so, I'm not going to lie, Carousel Capital, they kind of got a point here, and they've got it lined up. They've got it planned out through 2027. Outside of other offerings that might happen, you're at least going to have this equity incentive plan, increasing authorized shares, and these tens of millions of shares of stock being issued to the employees of TLRY. So they kind of got a point there. I know a lot of people probably saw this story and they thought it was ridiculous. They think TLRY is worth $1 million a share or $100 a share, or it's some super profitable company, but they've got a point, and it's in the equity incentive plan. More dilution is coming, right? Those authorized shares, that number is going to keep going up, and it's in their equity incentive plan. So I'll continue to keep you updated here on ticker TLRY or TLRY brands. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.